Saints, please be seated. Good morning again, everyone. It's great to be here on the Chancel Steps again. And the lectioners gave us some good readings to work with today. And this morning's gospel continues the message that's kind of been ongoing for the last several weeks, where Jesus is giving us some pretty strong advice on how to bring that sacred space down into the world, how to give us the execution strategy, if you will, to how to love fearlessly. If you remember last week, it was the great story of him healing the woman on the Sabbath day. And the Pharisees and the church elders chastised him mightily for working on the Sabbath. And he gave them a strong lesson about not sweating the small stuff, keeping your eye on the big picture. What was important is not particularly that the act was done on the Sabbath day, but the act was done at all. Healing was what's important, not when it was done. This morning we get a strong message again from Jesus about one of the basic foundational blocks of his way, and that's humility. Humility. Strong message about humility, and we hear about the man who comes and sits right at the front of the church. Sorry, Rebecca. I knew you have to be there. Rebecca likes the tall grass. She likes that way up. But yes, sits at the front of the church, and then someone more distinguished comes and they have to say, "Sorry, sir, you need to move back." So, Jesus tells us those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. A strong message about humility. One of the original instructions, if you will, from Jesus on how to live the Jesus way. So these practical applications on how to live and love fearlessly in the Jesus way brought to mind a story. So I have a story for you this morning, and it's called Breathing Gravy. Breathing Gravy. So I went to the doctor about a year ago, and I was in pretty rugged shape. Blood pressure was up, weight was up, heartbeat was wonky. Pretty much most of the things that can be wrong with you were wrong with me. And so I was sitting in the doctor's office, and he was asking me about some of my lifestyle choices, and he said, how much liquid do you drink a day? I said, I drink a lot of it. Really? He said, yeah, I drink about 7 pots of coffee a day. He just shook his head. He said, how about nutrition? How are you with nutrition? I said, I'm good with nutrition. He said, well, tell me what you eat. I said, well, I usually like to have lunch at McDonald's, and he shakes his head. I said, but my favorite sandwich is a Big Mac, and it does have lettuce on it. I was trying to redeem myself, but it wasn't working. And so as he went through all of my lifestyle choices about not eating right and not drinking enough water and giving my body coffee when it in fact needed water, not sleeping right, being stressed out, he began to remind me that I was doing exactly what I shouldn't be doing. I wasn't giving my body anything that it actually needed to sustain itself. So, reminded me of a story. When I was a young boy, I think I was about 8 years old, I won a goldfish at the fair. The little Well, I was elated when my ping pong ball went in the bowl. I mean, my parents were not as happy, but I was elated. So I came home from my excursion to the fair with my fish, and I named him Norman. So anyway, I proudly displayed him on the kitchen table on top of the Philco radio that sat up there on the kitchen table. So he was placed there in a place of honor on top of the radio. So I remember it happened on a Wednesday. And I know it happened on a Wednesday because we were having cream chip beef on toast. And every Wednesday we had cream chip beef on toast. And so if you ever forgot the calendar in my house, you know exactly what day it was by what you're eating. Yeah. It's always the same. Always the same. And so on this particular Wednesday, what had happened, the cream chip beef on toast was laying there on the table, ready to be eaten. And one of my father's favorite songs came on the radio. He said, "Oh, I really love this song." And he cranked that Philco radio up as high as it would go, and began to vibrate horribly. And Norman vibrated off the radio and landed in the cream chip beef. I know, it's tragic. It's such a tragedy. So if you can imagine, we all spring into action in different ways. My father saying, "I knew that damn fish would cause us problems." And my mother is, "You got to save the cream chip beef. You got to save the cream chip beef." And I'm saying, "My fish, kill me." And so Norman struggled mightily to breathe gravy when he was designed to breathe water. Norman wasn't designed to breathe gravy, and regrettably, he spent his last moments on earth trying to do so. And so we ended up with an appropriate service for Norman. He was buried under the lilac bush in the backyard. But my point was that the fact that Norman was trying to breathe gravy when he wasn't designed to do so made it unsustainable for him, unsustainable for life. And just like me, when I was at the doctor, I wasn't giving my body what it needed to sustain itself. I was breathing gravy. I was supposed to be breathing air, and I was breathing gravy. I was eating wrong, drinking wrong, living wrong. And so I thought about this in a spiritual context, and how often spiritually we breathe gravy when we're supposed to be breathing something else. We're supposed to be breathing Jesus. We're supposed to be breathing the Creator and the Spirit. That is the sustaining element of our life. And so often we substitute that beautiful sustaining grace with gravy, and we try and breathe it. Sometimes our gravy is work. Sometimes our gravy is relationship. Sometimes our gravy is alcohol. Sometimes our gravy is golf, football, you name it. Whatever else we substitute for the things that we're trying to breathe, it's gravy. It's all gravy. When in fact, all we need is to breathe in the love, the beauty, and grace of our beloved Jesus Christ every day. Sustaining us, breathing in and out that beautiful, beautiful, clean, pure air of grace. You know, one of the most respected elders in the First Nations world is Frank Foolsborough. For many years, he was an elder in the Lakota Nation at Pine Ridge. And the children asked him a question one day. They were speaking about where the Creator lives, where God lives. And they said to him, "Grandfather, where is Creator?" And he told them Children, Creator lives in that quiet place between our breathing in and our breathing out. Creator lives in that quiet place between our breathing in and our breathing out. We're meant to breathe God. We're meant to breathe Jesus. It's how we sustain ourselves. So as we walk this week, saints, I have a challenge for you. If you're breathing gravy, stop that. It won't sustain you. If you're breathing gravy, just stop. But first of all, identify what your gravy is and substitute that with the beauty and grace and power of Jesus and Creator and Holy Spirit. That's what we need. That's what's going to keep us alive. That's what's going to sustain us. Reading gravy. Poor Norman. Reading gravy. Sometimes for us, reading gravy. Words are offered in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Amen.